This is the first part of a three-parter of, you guessed it, the live-action Superman movies. This episode is going to be talking about Superman the movie, 1978. Extended edition. Now, yes, this one got an extended edition starring Christopher Reeve, well, the late Christopher Reeve, the late Margot Kidder, Mark McClure, the late Jackie Cooper, the late Gene Hackman, the late Ned Beatty, I think, and Terrence Stamp has a brief role as General Zod in this, and the late Marlon Brando has a role in this. Now, Superman the movie is the first DC film, the first superhero film, really, to hit theaters. It hit theaters on December 15th of 1978. And did make a lot of money in theaters. Superman the movie's extended edition is 8 minutes longer than its theatrical edition, standing at 151 minutes long, or just over 2.5 hours. And I mean, it's a great movie. Basically, the origin story of Superman. And yes, how he turned out to be as a superhero. Now, yes, if you don't know the story, basically a baby gets sent to Earth from Krypton, and lands in Smallville, Kansas. Hence the TV show Smallville, which I could totally review, but it would take a while because there's 10 seasons. But anyway, he lands in Smallville, Kansas in the kind of height of the Great Depression, or the beginning of World War II, depending on, a few things. No. Why am I saying this? It's actually, he lands in Smallville, Kansas in 48. Because the movie itself takes place in 78. Which, do the math, that's 30 years, roughly. And there's an extra scene that's not on my parents' version of this movie. There are extra scenes that are not on my parents' version of this movie that are on my version of this movie, because it is the extended edition of the movie. Anyway, so after he crashes, it cuts to him basically in high school. He kicks a football, runs miles from the school he goes to, and then Pa Kent dies. It's a very dramatic scene in the movie. And yep. Then it cuts to him going to the Daily Planet for the first time. Then the scene with the helicopter that everyone knows that birthed the line, flying is still the safest way to travel. And flying is definitely still the safest way to travel. And then, of course, this movie also birthed Can You Read My Mind? You Diseased Maniac. Lex Luthor, greatest criminal mind of our time. You know, that's Superman the movie for you. It's a fun watch. Yes, of course it ends with him flying into space, as all Superman movies of the 1978 to basically 2006 run that this has. Now, of the 5 movies on this disc, I'm only gonna in this set, I'm only gonna review 3 of them, because like, yes, Superman 3 and Superman 4 are great, but because of continuity purposes, Superman, the movies Superman 2 and Superman Returns will be the ones I review on this channel. And the music in this movie is by none other than John Williams. I know, it's a surprise. Same guy did Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Saving Private Ryan, Schindler's List, Born on 4th of July, Empire of the Sun, like, he has done a lot of stuff. John Williams had just finished doing Star Wars when he got the call to do this movie, to do the score for this movie, I'm sorry. And I mean it. Superman just flew onto the screen right when the hero interval popped up onto the screen. I mean, you can't get much better than that. Or can you? Yes, Gene Hackman plays Lex Luthor, Christopher Reeve plays Clark Kent and Superman, Jackie Cooper plays Perry White, Margot Kidder plays Lois Lane, and Mark McClure plays Jimmy Olsen. Glenn Ford plays Pa Kent. Phyllis Thaxter plays Ma Kent. Susanna York plays Laura L. And then Jor-El is played by Marlon Brando. Not a surprise. And Ned Beatty plays the henchman Otis, and then there's Miss Teschbacher, which is Lex Luthor's favorite thing to say whenever he's mad in this movie. So yes, this is a fun movie. It's rated PG. Of course, today, if it was made today, it would be PG-13. But if it was made today, Christopher Reeve wouldn't be Superman. That's just a fact.